Hello, this is another in my series of fighting pandemic fatigue. And today I'd like to just talk about how very important it is, and you've all heard me dwell on this often through these months of the pandemic. And it's very, very helpful, and we need to keep reminding ourselves that creativity is a wonderful part of rising above the boredom, the uncertainty, the general fatigue of being in lockdown for so long and having so much of our lives put on hold. So some people do painting, and that's very wonderful if you have that talent, or if you're developing that talent. Swami had a great saying that if a thing is worth doing, it's worth doing badly, meaning that it helps you and you can develop your talent more if you just keep doing something, and if it makes you happy, do it. So my way of being creative has been generally to fix up little broken items, little things that have been tossed aside. I had great fun when I found a discarded flower pot in the garden, and it had a big chip out of one side. It wasn't cracked, it was just had a chip around the rim, and it just looked old and broken. But I decided to put my energy into it, and I got some clay and molded a little patch to hide the chip. I painted it. I put three-dimensional clay ornaments around the side. I sealed it inside and outside and planted flowers in it. Just made me incredibly happy to do that, knowing that I could not fail. Because even if it turned out to be a monstrosity, it was just an old flower pot, and it really just didn't matter. So I went for it, and I just made it as extravagant and painted it red and gold, and had a lot of fun. I recommend doing something that engages your creativity. You know, it's often talked about how basketball players sometimes get in the zone. I think all sportsmen do that sometimes in their field. But it's especially, I love basketball, and it's especially beautiful to watch when you can see that a Michael Jordan or somebody who's really good is just playing with their entire heart and fearlessly, with no thought of anything except concentrated, keep your eye on the ball and make the shot, you know. And oftentimes when I'm doing some little art project, I'm in that zone of no other thought except what would work right here? What can I do right now to make this beautiful, to make it functional, to make it work? And that flow of energy is what we're talking about with creativity. Not making a wonderful flower pot, but that flow of energy moving through you. It's healing, it's uplifting, and it changes everything in your consciousness. And so I really recommend that you give it a try. Find some little way that you can express yourself. Sewing, crocheting, painting a wall, fixing something around the house, making a gift, whatever it is. Recently, some canister lids went through the dishwasher and they came out. They didn't feel nice to the touch anymore. They were discolored. And so I decoupaged them with some beautiful rose wrapping paper that I had. And again, even though it was just a silly little project, I could feel myself getting into the zone of just enjoying making something beautiful. So to fight pandemic fatigue, be creative, work in your garden, record an album, do something that you usually don't feel like you have the time for. Now we have the time. Apply your creativity and enjoy.